Pope Francis has appointed 56-year-old Italian nun Sister Raffaella Petrini as the first woman governor of the Vatican city-state, with the appointment to be effected March 1st.
프란치스코 교황이 이탈리아 출신의 라파엘라 페트리니 수녀를 바티칸 시국 행정부 최초의 여성 장관으로 임명했습니다. 페트리니 장관의 공식 임기는 오는 3월 1일부터 시작됩니다. Right.
Yeah, so Pope Francis is known to be a very progressive, sort of liberal pope.
Yeah.
He's made many efforts to place more women in decision-making roles, and this is a part of this where Sister Petrini, she was previously the Secretary General of the Vatican administration, known as the Holy See, which is the governing body of the Catholic Church led by the Pope. But she is now going to be responsible for the state's infrastructure and all the museums, in addition to running the Vatican City State Administration. And she's one of 3 women who are members of the Vatican office that vets and when they appoint and nominate bishops.
Right. And just to remind everyone, the Vatican is an area that's geographically within Italy. However, it is a separate city-state. So it's sort of like a different country in a way.
Yeah.
But it's a city as well. That's why it's called a city-state.
Right. My understanding is it's the smallest sort of sovereign administration in the world.
In the world, yeah, that's right. Well, this is the first female governor of the Vatican. Let's have a look at our first expression here, to appoint someone.
Right. So Pope Francis has appointed Sister Petrini to this role, meaning that he has designated, chosen, or selected her to take this position.
That's right. 자, 임명하고 지명하는 거를 appoint라고 합니다. 그래서 이제 임명을 명사로 appointment라고 하는데 우리 그 약속의 의미를 가지고 있는 appointment랑 스펠링은 같아요.
Yeah.
그러나 다른 의미가 되겠습니다.
Right. If I give an example of something very current in Korean news right now, the issue of whether to appoint a judge to the Constitutional Court is a very heated, controversial debate right
Indeed, indeed. All right. Our next word is effective.
Yeah, if something is effective to a time or a date, it means at that time it's going to be operational or in operation, meaning it'll be working or in action.
That's right. 자, 그 발효되는 것을 be in effect or be effective 이렇게 표현을 해서 법률 용어입니다. 여기서는 the appointment will be effective March 1st. 그래서 임명이 언제부터 공식 이제 발효되느냐, 효력을 발휘하느냐, 그게 바로 3월 1일이라는 거죠.
Right, and there's another meaning for effective in the adjective form. It can mean something that's successful or persuasive. So if there's a new rule and the rule is working, you could say that rule was effective. It worked.
그렇죠. 뭐 이렇게 효과적이다라는 뜻으로도 우리가 가장 흔히는 그렇게 쓸 거예요. 그러나 이제 법률 컨텍스트에서 말할 때는 효력이 발생한다라는 뜻의 발효가 된다. 그거가 effective입니다. E-F-F-E-C-T-I-V-E. 다시 읽어볼게요. Pope Francis has appointed 56-year-old Italian nun, Sister Raffaella Petrini, as the first woman governor of the Vatican city-state, with the appointment to be effective March 1st. Let's move on now.
One of the strongest storms of the season has slammed fire-ravaged Los Angeles with heavy rain, sending streams of mud and debris across roadways and sweeping a fire department vehicle into the ocean, according to local authorities.
대형 산불 피해를 입은 미국 로스앤젤레스 지역에 올 시즌 가장 강력한 폭우가 쏟아져 진흙과 잔해가 물길처럼 도로를 덮치고 소방서 차량도 토사에 휩쓸려 바다에 빠진 것으로 전해졌습니다.
Yeah, it's almost a very cruel turn of events,
Yeah.
weather-wise, for this region. We
First
all
the
know.
fires and now the rains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if these rains had come a little bit sooner, it would have helped a lot of these neighborhoods that were sort of destroyed and completely annihilated because of these wildfires. But now the region, which is not traditionally used to getting a lot of rain. Los Angeles does not get a lot of precipitation annually, but it's getting a lot of heavy rain. And because they're not used to it, when a little bit of rain comes, a lot of chaos ensues. And in this case, we're talking nearly 160 millimeters of rain. And that's prompted mudslides in these areas that were affected by the wildfires. And like this suggestion or this example of this fire department vehicle truck, I believe it is, that was swept into the ocean. Luckily, the driver of that vehicle was escaped
Okay,
to
good.
safety.
He
Yes.
was able to get out. Well, as is the case with most weather-related stories, the sentence starts off with the weather being the subject of the sentence. And normally in English sentences, you'll say, the storm did this or the hurricane did this, which is a little different in terms of the sentence structure in Korean. We'll say, this area was hit by whatever. But in English, we normally say this hit a certain area. Instead of saying hit, it says slam here.
Yeah, to slam something would be normally to strike or to beat hard, knock down in a downward sort of motion. In basketball, a slam dunk is when you throw the ball into the net very forcibly. But in this case, when a storm or a typhoon, a weather phenomena, slams on something, it's coming down very violently.
네, 날씨 관련된 뉴스에서 영어식 문장을 만들 때는요, 날씨를 의인화해가지고 날씨가 어떤 지역을 강타했다. 이렇게 표현을 합니다. 그래가지고 이제 그게 뭐 지진이 될 수도 있고 허리케인이 될 수도 있고요. 이 경우에는 폭우, 폭풍이라는 표현이 쓰였습니다만 폭우를 얘기하고 있어요. 그래서 폭우가 이 지역을 이제 내리쳤다. slam이라는 것은 우리 slam dunk 할 때처럼 공을 이렇게 탁 이렇게 골대 잡고 세게 던지는 거 맞나요?
Yeah,
그런
it's very
것처럼.
good.
그래서 아주 세게 내리친 비를 여기서는 표현하고 있습니다.
Right. Or you can slam a book onto a desk
아,
if you're
그러네요.
angry, right?
아, 맞다. 뭔가 이렇게 내리치는 자체를 slamming 한다고 하죠. So the storm slammed LA, but it's not just LA, it's fire-ravaged LA.
Right. So this it describes Los Angeles, which had been fire ravaged.
Yeah.
If something's ravaged, it's demolished, it's destroyed.
That's right.
It fell victim to these fires, and it's hyphenated because it's an adjective there.
fire-ravaged라면 이제 불길에 휩싸인 그동안에 불로 인한 피해가 많았던 이란 뜻인데요. 구체적으로는 산불 얘기를 하고 있는 거겠죠. 근데 굳이 여기서 wildfire라는 wild 단어 안 넣어도 됩니다. fire라는 게 지금 다 이해가 되기 때문에.
Yeah. Or it could have been sort of spelled out, saying the season has slammed Los Angeles, which had been ravaged by fire, but you can shorten that by just saying fire ravaged Los Angeles.
그러네요. What about mud and debris?
Yeah, mud and debris. Mud, of course, is sort of this muddy, I can't say muddy, this mixture of usually water and earth and dirt and things like that. But here, debris would just be sort of litter, waste, junk, rubbish. But it came down in streams, meaning this steady sort of flow or continuous motion.
MUD, mud, 그러니까 진흙이에요. 그리고 debris는 불어에서 온 단어이기 때문에 D-E-B-R-I-S, S가 붙지만 S 발음하지는 않습니다. 그래서 mud and debris. 요 또 다른 발음은 debris라고도 해요. 이 두 가지 발음 다 가능하고 진흙과 잔해라는 뜻입니다. 그런 것들이 지금 도로 위로 올라왔다는 얘기가 되겠죠. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽겠습니다. One of the strongest storms of the season has slammed fire-ravaged Los Angeles with heavy rain, sending streams of mud and debris across roadways and sweeping a fire department vehicle into the ocean, according to local authorities. Let's move on to the final headline.
The world's largest iceberg, covering nearly 3,500 square kilometers, or roughly 6 times the size of Seoul, is on a collision course with South Georgia Island, raising concerns for the wildlife populations of the British overseas territory.
면적이 서울의 약 6배인 3,500제곱킬로미터에 달하는 세계 최대 규모의 빙산이 영국령 사우스 조지아 섬과 충돌할 가능성이 커지자 이로 인해 이 섬의 야생동물 생태계에 미칠 영향이 우려되고 있습니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, so first of all, this is occurring near South Georgia Island, which is, like the headline suggests, an overseas territory located in the South Atlantic Ocean, just east of the tip, the very bottom tip of South America there.
Right.
And this iceberg known as A23A, it initially got stuck on the seafloor back in the mid-1980s, and it broke off again in December of last year. But these vast segments of this iceberg have been floating around uncontrollably around South Georgia. And South Georgia is home to a large number of king penguins, as well as fur and elephant seals. Back in 2004, another iceberg actually submerged on the continental shelf of South Georgia and killed off many animals and wildlife in that area. So this current iceberg isn't really causing havoc at the moment, but it's caused by these rising, of course, global temperatures and climate change.
아이스버그, 빙산. 굉장히 큰 빙산이에요. 이름이 지금 A23A. 이렇게 이름이 붙여져 있는데 이 빙산이 지금 한 30년째 그냥 이게 떠돌아다니고 있는 모습입니다. 좌초됐었어요, 한동안. 원래 이제 더 큰 덩어리에서 떨어져 나온 것인데 이게 이제 조금씩 움직이면서 굉장히 작은 섬인 사우스 조지아 섬과 충돌할 위험에 처해 있습니다. 이 빙산이요, 사우스 조지아 섬보다 한 15배 정도 커요. 그러다 보니까 만약에 부딪히면 사우스 조지아 섬에 있는 펭귄들이라든지 이런 동물들이 당연히 죽을 것이다. 이렇게 지금 과학자들은 보고 있습니다. 굉장히 위험한 상황으로 보여서 얘기했던 그 야생동물 생태계에 영향을 미칠 것으로 우려가 되는 그런 빙산에 떠돌아다니는 모습이에요.
Yeah, the headline suggests how it shows you, it puts into perspective how
Yeah.
big it is. It's roughly 6 times the size of Seoul.
Massive.
So it's massive, yes.
네네, 그렇습니다. 그러니까 남극에서 북극 쪽으로 이렇게 움직이고 있는데 지금 현재 남미 끝에 있는 요 사우스 조지아 섬과 충돌할 수도 있다라는 겁니다. 자, 그러면은 표현을 좀 볼게요. It's on a collision course.
Yeah, if something's on a collision course, literally it means that one thing going in a direction will lead to a crash or an impact, a collision with another sort of object or person. But if you use it in a figurative sense, you can say the two sides are on a collision course
Yeah.
to butting heads or getting into a debate. It's sort of when you adopt an approach that's certain to lead to some sort of conflict.
That's right. This is almost like a set phrase, you know, be
Yeah.
on a collision course, excuse me. 이게 이대로 가면은 충돌할 것이다. 충돌 진로상에 있다. 코스라는 게 어떤 경로, 진로라는 뜻이죠. 그래서 on a collision course라는 것은 충돌 그런 이제 진로에 있다. 비동사까지 붙여가지고 지금 이대로 가다가는 이 빙산이 그 사우스 조지아 섬과 충돌하게 생겼다. 이 얘기입니다. 사람한테도 써요. 이대로 가다가는 이 두 사람이 계속 부딪히게 생겼다. 아니면은 지금 이제 과거를 돌아봤을 때 처음부터 문제가 있었던 사건이었다. 이대로 가다가는 충돌할 게 뻔했는데 우리가 그때 왜 몰랐을까? 이럴 때도 you know, looking back, hindsight is 50-50, is that
Yeah.
what they say?
Yeah. Hindsight is 20/20.
Sorry, 2020, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah, I thought that was strange. Hindsight is 2020. And so you'd say, you know, right from the start, they were on a collision course. It was never meant to be.
Yeah.
이런 식으로 표현할 수
Yeah,
있겠죠.
a business could be on a collision course with failure if their plans are not good, for example.
그러게 말입니다. 자, collision이 바로 충돌이에요. C-O-L-L, double L입니다. C-O-L-L-I-S-I-O-N, collision. What about wildlife populations?
Yeah, wildlife population is a group of animals of the same species that live in the same area.
자, 야생동물 개체군을 wildlife populations라고 하죠. 우리 사람의 인구 말할 때도 population이지만 동물의 개체수 말할 때도 어떤 동물인지 어떤 이제 종인지 말하고 나서 population 붙이면 됩니다. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The world's largest iceberg, covering nearly 3,500 square kilometers or roughly 6 times the size of Seoul, is on a collision course with South Georgia Island, raising concerns for the wildlife populations of the British Overseas Territory. Well, that's it for the headlines with Shane.